Okay, so we're going to work on this Highland cattle, and when we've got something like this that is straight onto us, rather than just trying to draw it blind almost in a way, not quite knowing where to start, I like to just put a bit of tracing paper over it and try and see shapes in there and proportions that help me to get the dimensions right. So if you look on your sheet, in the top little sketch on the left hand side, that's how I've worked out the proportions to draw it. So what I'd like you to do first of all, just on your scrap bit of paper, is, and just with any pencil, actually I was playing about just before you came, and it actually is slightly easier to start off with a square. So you don't have to measure it or use a ruler if you don't want to. If you're good at judging squares, then you can sketch that out and then just put a line through the middle of that. So that's our middle line. So they don't have to be dead straight, or you might be a little bit off on one side, but it's just helping to get the proportions of this animal, or any animal that you're doing. We've done cows and we've done dogs and cats and things, so finding shapes that are easier to draw make a much more successful picture at the end. So if I just divide these two bottom edges into thirds as well, so just roughly, I say you don't have to measure them, you don't have to use a ruler or anything. And if we take a line from my first third in, sort of up to the corner of my top square, that will give me that wedge, almost bucket shape of the cow's face. Now looking at the eyes, we move back to my original tracing drawing. The eyes, they're not quite halfway down, they're a little bit higher than halfway. So give yourself again a line across a little bit higher than halfway down, and that's where we'll put the eyes. And also if we come down to, we should be able to fit about 5 noses into here. So again, give yourself a horizontal line. Are you following?
About the 5 noses.
We should be able to get 5 noses in that section. So approximately, should approximately get it to the right place. Now then, I am then, let me see where I'm going here. I'm then going to make that into, again, a sort of wedge shape. That's where the muzzle bit will go, and then just put a triangle on the bottom of that, so that's like under the chin. That's where the shadow and hair would be. And then within this, is it a trapezoid or something? I don't know. I can't remember my geometry from all those years ago. You should know. Is it trapezium? Trapezium, thank you very much. We've just got this, again, this wedge shape where the nose is. So the sort of fleshy bit in the nose. And then we've got 2 nostrils either side. Perhaps a little bit bigger. We can adjust this, you know, this is just to help us get the proportions in the right place. If we take a line up between our sort of where our end of the face would be and the edge of the nose, we just take a line up there. That will sort of give us the position of the eyes. So it's beginning to take a bit of shape. Now the horns, they sort of follow this top line. Can't quite see them all on the picture, but we can put start of where those are, and it's got a bit of a flat head at the moment, so we just need to curve that a bit. Don't forget, all this is going to be covered in all the long shaggy coat of the animal as well. And the ears are quite big but very round underneath all that fur, and they finish under the eye, so we can just put that shape of those two ears in there. And then if we just curve that line a little bit, curve that line a little bit, that's where the mouth is going to go. You can see that it's actually now beginning to take the shape of a cow or a Highland cow. Yeah. So you can try that a couple of times if you want. You can play about with the proportions. You might think, well, I want to give it a bit of a bigger sort of nose area, make that a bit bigger. But once you sort of feel, yeah, I think I can work that out, we can move on to our actual piece of paper that we're going to use, or card, and we can start drawing our cattle. Obviously we're going to do it a bit bigger, so you may want to use a ruler, leave enough room. Shall we do it that way? Let's do it that way, then we can get the horns in. So, I'm just going to, I could probably do it, check whether you can get it all in. If I did it 15, no, I'll do it 12. Do it 12 centimetres. Mark your 6, mark your 12.
Are you using just a normal pencil on that?
I'm just using a normal pencil. You can use a colour if you're feeling that you can't see it very well. Which you probably can't. Can you see that? You probably can't, can you? What I will do is I will go to a lighter. Some rulers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're good at drawing straight lines without a ruler, I'm going to use my coloured pencil so you can see a bit easier. So that's like my construction lines.
So 12.
12, you can do it if your paper's a bit smaller, or you want to have got a bigger sheet of paper. But that's my box is 12 by 12.
Yeah.
Do it 10 by 10, 8 by 8, 20 by 20, whatever. And then we'll just divide this up into thirds, and that will give us that wedge shape. Wedge shape of the head. Just do this freehand now. It's all going to be covered in fur, isn't it? So the eyes are not quite halfway down, they're a little bit higher. So we'll put a line in for the eyes. And then we want to put about 5 noses in. 1, 2, 3, a bit smaller, so about there. About there for the nose. Again, we've got that sort of wedge shape. That triangle bit at the bottom. That's where the bottom of the mouth is. And this, look back at the original picture. This is where the nose is. The fleshy bit of the nose. bit, but we've got the sort of proportions in there now. Pencil crayon, it will rub out just the same as pencil, so you know we can get rid of these construction lines, especially where we've gone a bit over with them. How you all doing? Okay. So you can do it a few times on the just on the scrap paper to help you get it sort of fixed, how to look at the proportions and draw it. And then you look at my sheet. I tend to start with the darker bit, like the features of the eyes and the nose, and then just begin to build up the hair. And suggested colours to use, because we're doing something that's fairly natural this week. Next week's when we get the colours, we get let loose with some colour. So for the lighter areas, something like a white, or if there's a flesh colour, we need a sort of pinky colour for the nose and a little bit around the eyes. You can look at here, so a light colour, pinky colour for the nose and around the eyes. Again, this colour is a cream we've got for the highlights in the hair, and then they're really just different shades of brown, so something like an ochre colour, burnt sienna, perhaps an umber, some black for these little dark pockets, and those really are just the main colours that we'll use. Important that you make sure you've got really nice points on your pencil crayons. Doesn't matter if they're not water soluble or water soluble, we're not using water with them, just going to use them dry. So I'm going to start off looking at the eye, and I say the beauty about this animal is if you do go get the eyes a bit on, we can always put a bit of fur over it, can't we? So quite big eyes. And we've got a little bit of a highlight to leave out. I'm going in with my black there. This one can't see quite as much. I've got a box of crayons there, you might have to search through them to get the one you want. Then make this nose a little bit bigger, I think, as I put that line in there. I just find it easier to start with the darker bits, features that you can see, like the eyes and the nose. Either this flesh colour or this pink colour, which I can use, obviously because we're working on a coloured paper. Your lighter colours are nice to add. You just treat it the same as you would if it was a graphite pencil, just slowly building up the shading, or in this sense adding the light. Not being too heavy initially, but just slowly building, put that bit of highlight in there. And different papers and boards will give you a different feel as well. pencil loses its point, or you feel like it's getting a bit stubby, then do sharpen it.
Is that the pink or white?
So that was a flesh coloured, so it's almost white, slightly off.
Have you got any of those that we could use?
Let me just have a rummage around in
that's
there.
fine then, yeah.
I'm going to rub out that line there.
It should be really easy, shouldn't it?
So we've got a nice pink nose on the top of the nose. Instructions on how to do
Yeah, I couldn't do it the other week. I used to use them, but I still can't do them.
I can hear all this rummaging with pencils. It's slowly building up, and then when you come to do your fur hair, I'm not sure what the right term is, use your pencil and just sort of imagine that the one pencil stroke that you're doing is the hair. Now obviously it doesn't have to be exactly the same, gives us a starting point, but we need some sort of lighter ones on at the top, and then we can go in with darker shades and build up all these different colours. And then where there's little pockets of darkness, we can go in with our black and just darken those down. So we keep building up on it. This is one that I was doing previously, so you can see how you can use the pencil strokes to create that suggestion of the hair. So it's just a case of building up and thinking about the colours. We don't need too many colours,